Hey guys, James from James Eye Photography here, and today we're going to be talking about the 6 biggest mistakes that I see brides and grooms making on their journey to planning a wedding. So if that's you, if you're planning a wedding currently, congratulations. If you think you might be planning a wedding soon, or you know someone who's planning a wedding, stay tuned. This video is going to be very important. Number 1, set a budget. This is really imperative. I cannot stress this enough. The last thing you want to do is get to the end and have blown out your budget by a significant portion of money. You then can't pay for things that you need, you have to cancel services, or the wedding becomes this huge stress and drainer on your life because all of a sudden it's taking too much money, all of your money, you don't want to do it anymore, you just wish that you could have eloped or could have done something really cheap. That's not what we want. You need to enjoy the wedding, you need to enjoy the entire process. So make sure at the start you sit down and you plan a budget. Write it down on paper, what you're willing to spend and what you're willing to spend on individual things. You can then break it down further from there. Number 2, it almost seems silly to say, but leaving planning until too late. Not too long ago, people were able to get by with planning a wedding on 3 to 6 months. I would get contacted about weddings that were happening in 3 months and asked if I could shoot them. Things have changed really significantly. People are often planning their weddings 18 to 24 months in advance. I'm not saying that's normal or the average, but people are doing it. I know of plenty of venues that are booking into 2021. So if you're planning on getting married in a year or two's time, you really do need to start thinking about it now. Let's not keep putting it off, because if you keep putting it off, you're just going to keep putting it off. Get stuck in now, get that budget sorted out, and start contacting people. Number 3, picking a photographer based on the price alone. Now, I know I'm biased, I'm a photographer myself, but this isn't just photographer specific. That's just what I'm talking about right now because it's what I know. This is not the best way to choose a service or a photographer. There's a lot of things that go into this job. It's not just about the images, it's mainly about how you feel around this person. This person's going to be by your side all day long. They're going to be up nice and close with your guests, with your family, with your closest friends. You need to make sure that you get along with them and they get along with you. Because all these images you see on Instagram and Pinterest and whatnot, that's not going to happen if you feel uncomfortable all day because you do not get along with this photographer. That's very imperative. What you need to make sure you do is meet with them beforehand. Find out if you like them. Find out if you get along with them. Do you agree with the way that they shoot, the way that they operate? Do you think you could spend 10 hours with this person? Because they're going to be very close to you. They're going to be in your face. They're going to be getting in your intimate space to capture those beautiful images that you see online. Now, obviously it is important. You do need to fit within a budget. I'm not saying go and find a $30,000 photographer if that's not within your budget. That's not necessary. Not always is the most expensive photographer the best one, but the best photographer is the one that you get along with and you love their work, you love their personality and the way that they operate. That's a person that you need to be dealing with on your day. Number 4, off the back of what we just discussed, making sure you trial services before you book them in. Think about it. Would you purchase a car without taking it for a test drive just based on images of it you see online? Probably not. It's too expensive and you don't want to run the risk. Well, this might not be as expensive as a car, but you can never redo this day. So you've got to make sure that you get it right first time round. Now, with things particularly like hair and makeup, very important, most of these services are going to offer a trial. It might cost you $100, $120, I'm not too sure, I don't work in those industries, but it is worth it. You would rather find out for $120 that you hate the hair and makeup as opposed to finding out on the wedding day when you look at yourself in the mirror for the first time and you go, oh my God, what have I done here? Much smarter to make sure you trial services. A lot of photographers will offer engagement photo shoots. Okay, it might cost you $400, $500, $600, but it's better than spending $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 and finding out on the day that you don't like this person and you wish you hadn't booked them. Very important. Make sure you trial as many things as you can up front before you book in and finalize your day. Number 5, this one's always a fun one. Inviting too many people. Now, we've all been there. I was there as well. I've recently been married. Everybody wants to invite everyone that they know. That's cool, that's understandable. It's a massive day and you want to celebrate it with your friends and family. But what we need to really think about is the cost of the wedding. Does this person that you worked with 5 years ago and shared a desk with really warrant spending $250 per head to bring to your wedding? Do you really want to invite your mother's butcher from back in the 1950s to your wedding who you don't even know? Probably not. Why? Because you want to make sure that everybody there on your day you love and that they love you. They're going to be there in your life after the big day. They're not just going to disappear, you know, hey, cool, we were here to celebrate, now see you later, we're not going to see you again for another 5 or 10 years. You're only really going to want people there who are that important in your life, because otherwise you're going to end up walking around, and I see this all the time, people walking around, dragging their feet, having to say hello to people and thank people for coming. These are people they don't even want to talk to. They don't even know their names. They have to ask their parents who they are. This is taking away time from you spending with your real friends and your real family. People who you actually are excited about being there. Do not make this mistake. You don't need to have 200 people at your wedding to make it a great wedding. What you need to make it a great wedding is to have great people only there. Trust me. Number 6, doing everything yourself, or trying to do too many things yourself. Now with Pinterest and Instagram becoming massive engines, DIY has become massive. It's really popular, and I get it. It is a lot of fun. We DIY'd some of the stuff for our wedding as well. However, you need to know where to draw the line. You need to know what you're good at and what your skill sets are. If you're not a dressmaker, do not try to make your dress to save a bit of money. If you're not a cake maker, don't try to make the cake to save a little bit of money. Sure, there are lots of things that you could do to try and not necessarily save a little bit of money, but because it's fun and you want to put your own personal touch on it, we made our own invitations. You know, if you've got a decent understanding of computers and graphic design, you might be able to do that, but you do need to know where to draw the line. I've seen plenty of people make this mistake. I've seen people try and have their friends do their wedding photography because their friend once owned a DSLR and they shot a sunset with it once. These people then end up with wedding photography that is non-existent. It's not worth saving a little bit of money to try and DIY everything. Know what your limits are and stick to those. And this will help you avoid any kind of stress associated with things going wrong. Sometimes it really is just better to leave things to a professional and just enjoy your day. That's what you're there for. You're not there to work. Hire other people to do the jobs for you and you just enjoy your day. That's what everyone wants. That's what you want. Awesome. That's it for today. We've discussed 6 major things that I see with my brides and grooms that could easily be avoided and make the planning process and the wedding day a lot smoother and a lot more fun. If you've got any questions, if you are in the process yourself, or you think you're going to be in the process sometime soon, pop some comments down below, or you can always send me an email, and I'm more than happy to help, okay guys? Remember, the wedding is a day, the process is sometimes a year to 2 years. You've got to enjoy the process just as much as the day. And if you follow these basic principles that we just kind of discussed, you're going to avoid a lot of stress, a lot of problems, and potentially a lot of pitfalls and mistakes. That's going to mean that you have the best day that you could possibly have, and it's something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life, as will your guests. Alright guys, well that's enough from me today. You've listened to me prattle on for long enough now, so until next time, take it easy.